Welcome to Mobility and Fall Prevention, everyone. I'm at my place today, and today is leg day. That's what this shirt says. For those of you who are Disney fans, this is Ariel, or who are not Disney fans. She had weak legs initially, and she got them nice and strong. That's because she was a mermaid. She had a fin for legs. But we're going to get our legs nice and strong today, along with everything else. Make sure that we have some weights. They can be equal weights. We can also have some water. I got mine right here. And let's get that party started. Let's start off with our marching. Here we go. Opposite elbow towards that knee. Nice and tall. Working on that cross body. Getting that blood flowing through our body, into our brain, those hemispheres, communicating with one another. We cross. Hopefully we're excited, we're ready to have some fun. 18 more seconds. Almost there. And time. Good stuff. Let's do our side steps next. Now, I actually have a band, so I'm going to demonstrate what it's like if we have a band. We have options of the knees, above the ankles, or at the balls of the feet. And if we do the balls of our feet, we actually get even more glute activation. So I'm going to demonstrate that today. Let's give it a shot. So we want to stick our hips back while keeping our torso up. And then we're going side to side. Remember, we can be next to our chair, next to our kitchen counter, whatever allows us to feel more safe and secure while still working. Again, trying to stay low, keeping those hips down and back. 26 more seconds. Oh yeah, feeling that burn. Now, if I had it at my knees, really it would be a little easier, but I'm looking to really warm up my glutes. And I can also do this standing as well. We get more out of it if our hips are back with our knees bent. And time. We did it. Good job. Let's do our opening lunge sequence next. Again, we can be behind our chair. We're going to do it from the side. You all don't often get that side view. So we're going to step back. That hand can be on our chair. Then we're going to open up to the side. We'll return and continuing back and forth. Opening our thoracic spine and stretch our hips a little bit here as well. Almost through 14 seconds. And time. Perfect. Great job. Let's now do our zigzags. And once more, since I have a band, I'm going to demonstrate it. This time it's going to be above my ankles. Now if we have a band, to put this on, we can just have a seat and then bring it up to above our ankles. So similar, we have our hips back, but this time we're going to go in and out at a 45-degree angle. Let's give it a go. Back and forth. So in and out. Remember, try to stay low, those hips down and back. 22 seconds. Notice how, with the band, I'm not bringing my feet next to each other and losing the resistance on the band. That resistance stays there the whole time. It's reduced and strengthened, but I'm having resistance that entire time. And we made it. Good job. We have a band. We can definitely feel it in those upper and outer glutes. All right. Last but not least, let's work on our tree. Just checking in with our balance today. Finding that hand and foot closest, grounded. And then lifting, again, toe grounded, heel touching, or that whole foot up on our leg. We can have our hand heart center. We can lift our arms up, listening to that body. A few more breaths here. Eight seconds. And time. Great job. Let's do the other side. 3, 2, 1. Finding that stance. Whatever allows us to stay centered. Checking in with where we are today. Got about 20 more seconds. Almost there. Feeling that wobble. And time. Good job. Let's get a sip of water, and then we're going to start off with our legs today. So, on the agenda today, we're going to practice our sit stance. We have the option to use some weight, both to strengthen our legs a little bit more and to counterbalance our hips dropping down. We're going to go into some split squats afterwards, and then some lateral lunges. So, I'm going to use some weight today. On the first set, I'll be facing you all, and then on the second set, I'm going to turn it to the side. So I'm going to have weights here to help counterbalance my hips going back. And you all are welcome to do the same. Let's get into position, sitting down first, taking an inhale. Then we are exhaling, coming up to standing. Inhaling, coming back. Let's focus on going down slow. Coming up strong, we can extend those arms out if we need more of a counterbalance. And if our chair has handles, we can use that too. Exhaling, coming up. Inhaling, coming down slow. Nice. Keep up that good work. So this lowering sequence where we're really focusing on getting our butt back helps us produce strength over time. It's this eccentric lowering. Noticing my feet are about the width of the chair, a little bit wider, shoulder width. And our last one, let's come down nice and slow. and time. Perfect. So, next up, we're going to do our split squats. And I'm going to do these from the side on that first end. You all have seen it from the front countless times. So our split squat is similar to our squat, except it's one side at a time. Our feet are again about shoulder width apart. We're going to bring one leg back. And what we're looking for is that line of my torso, my hip, and my shoulders. They're all in line, and it can be slightly forward. It really depends how far back we go. So let's give it a shot. I'm having my right leg back. You're welcome to join me or switch it up. Let's do it. So we're inhaling, lowering down, and the depth of that knee depends on you. It's a little harder to go lower and to come back up from that position. We're using that chair to help us stay balanced and supported. We're inhaling on our descent. We're exhaling, coming up. Again, inhaling, coming down. Exhaling up. Doing great. We have 3 seconds. Last one. Nice. Returning to standing. And as you can all tell, I'm sure, that also produces a really nice stretch in the front of our hip. All right, let's do the other side. So again, our feet are about shoulder width apart, maybe a notch wider. And we're sliding that leg back. Inhaling on the way down. Exhaling on our way up. Taking a look at these 90-degree angles here. We have my thigh, my shins, more or less 90 degrees. And this is a really good way to develop that strength. You don't have to go much lower, or I should say, larger than 90 degrees. So when we think about our squat, yes, we can bring our hips such that we're bending them more than 90 degrees at our knee, but a lot of our strength comes from those 90-degree positions. We see that in our row and in our push-up and time. Good job. Taking a breather. We're going to do our lateral lunges next. So, the 2 options with our lateral lunges. The first is having our legs out wide and using that chair, where we're going to bring our hips back. If I look down, my knees over my feet, I'm returning to center. And then, same premise, sticking my butt back, going as such. That's option 1. Option 2 is stepping out from standing. Same premise, hips are back, returning. A little bit of plyometric there, which is good. Then turning to standing, stepping out, go into that other side. We always have that chair available to us. We're going to go back and forth. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Out to the side, either legs wide or stepping out. Remember, think about hips back, keeping our chest lifted. Returning to standing, out to the side. Chair is always there if we need it. We're halfway through. I'm going to demonstrate it wide. It's going to the side, center, to the side, center. Back and forth. This might feel a little easier as opposed to pushing off. But pushing off is a good goal to have. Plyometrics help produce power, strength, awareness in space. 2 seconds. And time. Good job. Let's get a sip of water. We're going to repeat all of those and then move on to our upper body. So again, we'll be doing our sit to stands. We can have our weight. We'll be doing our split squats and our lateral lunges. And we'll go into our upper body after that. Let's get ready. So we're finding a seat. And remember, we're going to have our weight up here at our chest. We can extend our arms out. It really depends on how much weight you have. But the farther our weight is away, the more of a counterbalance. So let's get ready. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, coming on up. Again, we're inhaling, lowering down slowly, thinking about having equal weight on both sides. Coming up strong. Keeping that good work up. I know you all are putting in that effort. Listening to our body, putting forth our best effort. And time. Good job. Let's do our split squats next. And I'm going to do it from the front on this round. So, same premise. Our feet are about shoulder width apart here. And then we're going to slide one leg back. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, coming down. Exhaling up. Doing great. Feeling stretch, feeling those muscles working. 23 seconds. Two seconds. And time. Good job. Let's do the other side. So, again, feet are wide. We're sliding the leg back. Here we go. Inhaling, coming on down. Exhaling. Remember, we're keeping that chest lifted. Keep our core engaged as well. Almost there. Give the good work. 15 seconds. And time. We made it. Great job. So we'll be doing our lateral lunges. And just to start off, I'm going to demonstrate how far our hips want to be back. So I'm nice and wide here. And again, my hips are back. My knee is over my foot. Returning to standing and out to the other side. So noticing those lines, those angles. My hips are pretty far back. Let's continue. So getting ready. Choosing out wide or that stepping motion. 3, 2, 1. Out to the side and returning. Out to the side and returning. Again, thinking about chest is lifted, hips are back, returning to standing. That could be that push. That can be a shifting of our hips if we're out wide. And we can use that chair just for that support. We can have our feet wide from side to side. 10 seconds. And time. Perfect job. You did it. Let's get that water, and then we'll start with our upper body. So, we're going to do our hinge row seated, where we're going to do a mix of singles and doubles. And I'm going to do it from the side again today. So, premise, we're nice and tall here. Then we're going to hinge forward. I'm still keeping my chest lifted. Notice how I'm not rounding my back. And then, having my arms down by my side, I'm going to row one arm up, followed by the other. Then, both at the same time. We want to be mindful of not dropping our head. Let's do it. Getting into position. 3, 2, 1. So we got. Let's do left first. Left, right, and both. Left, right, and both. If you remember that scap retraction, shoulder blade back, arm following through, shoulder blade back, arm following through, both shoulder blades and arms following through. Really focus on initiating that movement by squeezing our shoulder blades backwards, and the arms just go with the flow that we created. It is a skill to move from our core first and our axial skeleton, meaning our spine and that main portion of our body, as opposed to moving from our limbs first, the appendicular skeleton, and both. We're done with that. Good stuff. So we're going to do around the world next, which entails just one weight, and I'm going to do this in a tall kneeling position, mainly because I want you all to see my arms, and if I'm standing, I have to adjust the camera. Now, if this is something that you feel comfortable with, getting up and down from the floor, feel free, but feel free to do this standing or seated as long as we have space behind our back. But tall kneeling is nice because it's one of our fundamental development positions where we start off on the ground, we work our way up to standing. So we're lying on our back, we're lying on our stomach, we're on our hands and our knees, we're one foot up, or both legs down. So let's give it a shot. We're going to be inhaling, lifting up on the right, exhaling, lowering down on the left, and we're going to reverse it. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. So I'm inhaling, lifting the weight up, actively keeping my shoulders down, away from my ears, inhaling or exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling back down. Inhaling up, exhaling, lowering. Now, keeping those shoulders down is really important. That helps us protect our shoulders. And it's a skill. It takes time. Doing great. Good, let's reverse. My screen is going dark, gonna make sure it doesn't, and we'll continue. So this time we're inhaling, lifting it up on the left side. First, getting ready, begin. Inhaling, lifting up, exhaling down. One thing, if we are choosing the tall kneel, notice how my knees are about shoulder width apart. My feet are actually touching at the balls of the feet and my toes. And actively keeping shoulder blades down away from the ears. Basically bring those armpits as close to our hips as we can. So it's packing the lat of our latissimus dorsi. And time. We did it. Nice. Taking a breather. We're going to do a push-up. So I want you to find a place that's stable, and unless, or I should say, if you're not able to do a push-up on the floor, then we're going to elevate our hands. I know a lot of us have been practicing this. I'm choosing to not use the chair because it's not super stable. I'm going to do it on the floor today. And remember, we want to have our hands in line with our shoulders, creating that arrowhead. My hands are the base, my head is the tip of that arrowhead. Okay, so let's get into position. Here we go. Feet they can be wider than shoulder width apart. Our core is engaged. And we're inhaling, dropping down. Again, just about 90 degrees, then we're pushing away. Inhaling, descending. Exhaling up. Thinking about our whole body engaged here, not just our upper body, but I'm squeezing my quads, I'm squeezing my glutes. Thinking about pressing that earth away, even gripping what's underneath me with my hands. Get nice and strong. Pressing our counter, pressing our couch away, or even over our wall. Just bearing weight in those arms. And time. We made it. Great job. So let's get us to the water if we want. And then we're going to go back to our hinged row. So we'll be grabbing our weight. I'm going to do it from the front on this round. So same premise. We want to start off nice and tall, and then we're leading with that chest. I'm engaging my core. I'm moving, I'm hinging for my hips. I'm not rounding my back. Let's get ready. We'll do that right side first. Inhaling, coming forward. We got right, left, and both. Remember, we're keeping that head back as well. So we got right, left, and both. Right, left, and both. Keeping our back nice and straight. Right, left, and both. Squeezing those shoulder blades. Right, left. Same time. Feeling that pump. Right, left, and both. How's our core feeling? Is it engaged? Right, left, and both. Nicely done. Time, we did it. Cool. So we'll have our around the world again. And this time, we're going to exhale up. Now, this goes more in tune with when we think about, and this is getting a little scientific, the eccentric and concentric phase of the movement. The concentric is when we're usually fighting gravity. The eccentric is when we're lowering. So it's all about the way the muscle is contracting. Now, it doesn't truly matter, we can do both, but what it matters is we're breathing. A lot of people hold their breath during exercise. So, let's exhale up, lifting nice and tall. This time we're going to be inhaling down. Inhaling, lowering. Big breaths. Exhaling up. Inhaling. So I'm inhaling through the nose, which helps to either heat or cool the air, depending on the temperature outside. Exhaling up, which allows us to be a little more forceful with our exhalation and get more volume out. Inhaling up. And I'm reversing my mistake. We're inhaling down and we're exhaling up. The things that make us want to breathe more is actually a buildup of carbon dioxide. So if we're not getting rid of that carbon dioxide, we can rest and then switch directions. Exhaling up on the left. Inhaling down. So if you've ever swam underwater or even just relaxed underwater, we've noticed, unless we're getting rid of that CO2, that it's a lot, that urge to breathe is harder if we're moving underwater. Whereas if we are just resting, that urge isn't as strong. So again, we're inhaling down, we're exhaling up. And we're keeping those shoulders down too, that's crucial. And time. We can finish that cycle, setting that weight down. Cool deal. Last but not least, let's do one more set of push-ups. So again, finding that space. And it's crucial that we find something that's supportive. That wall, that counter, that allows us to be doing push-ups for a minute. We want to make sure we are progressing at our pace and challenging ourselves appropriately. And another thing too, if we're doing it on a chair, sometimes that chair is a little too narrow. Just think about that. It's a lot harder to do it with our hands here than here, which just is that natural position. So you're going to get a lot more tricep work if your hands are here as opposed to just a little wider. Let's get started. Finding that stance. 3, 2, 1. Begin. And we're inhaling, lowering. Exhaling, pressing up. Inhaling, lowering. Exhaling, pressing up. Nice and strong. Staying focused. Listening to our body. Maybe just holding the plank if we're getting tired. Almost there. Exhaling away, finding gravity, inhaling down, and time. Perfect job. Let's get that water, and let's get ready for some stretching. All right. So using our chair, let's find that comfortable seated position. And let's find the back of our chair for a little support. Let's use that breath to help slow that heart rate down a little bit. Thinking about the 3-part breath today. We're going to be inhaling in through our belly, focusing on that. So we're inhaling, making sure the belly rises first before our chest, and then exhaling to sink. Let's focus on that for a little bit. So let's try to do in and out through our nose. And belly rising first, descending last. Perfect. Let's try to keep that up while we do some stretches. So we're going to be inhaling, lifting our arms up, and exhaling, turning to one side. So we're going to scoot a little more forward. We're inhaling, get through that belly. Exhaling, twisting. Inhaling, trying to fill that entire abdomen up. Exhaling a little bit more. Try not to use our arms, but rotating with our torso more. Good. Inhaling, return into the center. And exhaling, twisting to the other side. Inhaling nice and deep. Exhaling, twisting. Inhaling deeper. Twisting a little further on our exhale. One last time. Perfect. Releasing that stretch. Let's reach for our foot. If we're wearing pants, we can grab the loop of our pants. If we can grab our shoe, maybe we can grab our foot. We can stretch that quadricep here. Breathing in and out. Awesome. Releasing that stretch. Work those quads quite well today. Let's scoot to the other side. And again, trying to grab our foot. Maybe got our shoe. Maybe got our pants. Whatever allows us to get a little tension in front of that thigh, stretching our quadriceps. Perfect. Releasing that stretch. Let's stretch our hips a little bit. Bringing our ankle either below the knee or above, whatever our knees and hips allow. And gravity take hold here. And placing just some gentle weight on that elevated knee. Let's get in touch with our breath. Focusing on sitting nice and tall. In that 3-part breath. Initiating from the belly to the chest, back to the belly. Perfect. Releasing that stretch, setting that foot down, switching to the other side. Again, ankle below the knee or above. We have that range of motion accessible. Inhaling nice and tall. Again, both hands on that knee, feeling that stretch, connecting with our breath. Perfect. Releasing that stretch. Coming on down. Let's find the back of our chair again. And let's roll our shoulders back. Big circles. Rolling forwards. Alternating back. And alternating forwards. Good. Let's inhale, listen up nice and tall. And exhaling down. Perfect. So finding the back of that chair one last time. And turning our focus to a different kind of 3-part breath for a little bit here. Where the inhale and our exhale are 2 parts. And in between our inhale and our exhale, as we inhale up, we're going to pause for whatever's comfortable. We're going to connect with having less CO2 built up compared to exercising earlier. And maybe that instinct, or there's always an instinct to breathe. Luckily, we can breathe on our own without thinking about it, or we can manipulate it. but that urge to breathe isn't as strong. And that's going to help us create a little more strength in our lungs. So we're working on breath retention here. Let's take an inhale, pausing, holding our breath, and exhaling, trying to exhale everything out. Let's breathe in through our nose, pausing, and exhaling it all out through our mouth. Every single drop. Inhaling, pausing, exhaling. Awesome. Let's do a few more rounds of that. Inhaling nice and deep, pausing, exhaling it all out. Inhaling deeper, pausing, exhaling it out. Inhaling, pausing, and releasing. I invite you to work on this on your own. But for now, let's just find a comfortable breathing pattern, one that we're not controlling, one that comes naturally. Closing our eyes, just connecting with our state of being now, compared to when we started today. I invite you to stay here as long as you desire in your chair. If you're more comfortable laying down on the floor, your bed, just kickstarting that recovery. Thank you all for joining me today. I'm Ryan. This is Mobility and Fall Prevention. I like to end each class saying Namaste, which means the light in me recognizes the light in you. Namaste.